Hi friends, welcome back to JavaScript full tutorial series on Arc Tutorials. This is part 8 of the series. In the last episode, we learned about JavaScript let keyword. Today, we are going to learn about JavaScript const keyword. This is part of the variables that we are learning, extremely fundamentals and foundational topics that every developer must know. Let's get started. This is a complete playlist index that I'm creating for you. Today we are on episode number 8, learning about const. Alright, so we are learning about const. Const is a keyword in JavaScript used to declare constants, which means they are variables whose value cannot be reassigned. Variables declared with const have block scope, just like let. They have const, which means they are only accessible within that block of code. When you declare a constant using const, you must initialize it with a value. Unlike let, you cannot declare a const without assigning a value. That's the most important difference between let and const. Let's go ahead, do some hands-on, and your concepts will be clear. Alright, so this is what we did in the last episode, learning let keyword, right? So just a quick recap. If you try to redeclare the same variable with let, it will give you error. But you can declare the same variable using let inside a block. Block is nothing but defined under parenthesis, curly braces, right? Inside this or at root level. You can also define let like this. This is also fine. But now take a look at const. Const stand for constant. Now here I will say user city equal to, let's say, New York City. Alright. Now I cannot write like this. This will be an error because constant should always variable should always have a value. Okay, but let you don't have to give a value initially, but const you have to give a value initially. Now let's try updating the value. Right, now see, this you cannot do. Okay, this you cannot do because when you try to do that, it would give you error. User city. Now I will go here and go to my variables, and now look at the inspect element. It says a is not defined. Where is a? Okay, here. So I'm going to comment, just put a. So here I'm giving a value. So here you will see that this is a automatic variable, which means it get assigned. So now you see the error. It will say assignment to constant variable error. This is a constant value. You cannot assign a value to it. It will give you error. That's precisely the reason why we give constant as a keyword. Okay, so this is programmatically correct, but this will give you error in the console during the application run. Okay, whereas when you define the let again, it will directly give you in the code. Okay, that is another difference that you should know. So what are we learning? Const, when we declare, we have to always give a value, otherwise it must be initialized. If you don't, it will give an error. Right, you cannot assign a value to the constant. It will give you runtime error. Here you see assignment to constant variable error. So but you can use block level. So you can say if a is less than b, see, this is fine. Now I'm going to give some values. If a is less than b, so this condition is true, it should print the console. Okay, it's giving error on this line, so I'm going to comment it off. So now you see, first it is printing nyc because we used a console log here. Then it goes inside the block, and again I am creating a same variable with const, but this scope is only till inside here. Now I'm going to take this console log and put it after the block to show you how the values work. The expected outcome now is that it should print Bangalore first, then it should print NYC. See, Bangalore and then NYC, because the scope of this is only limited to these two curly braces. So this constant is applicable only here. Outside, it is this scope of parent, this one that we defined. Right? I hope it's clear. These are some of the fundamental concepts of var, let, and const. Okay, just a quick revision to you: var, let, and const. Now, var you can define any number of times. You can redeclare declare variables any number of times. You can assign new values to var variables. Okay, let you can assign the value any number of times, but you cannot redeclare it. Okay, you cannot redeclare the same variable again. You can these are block level. The variables defined using let are block levels, which means they are applicable only inside that blocks. You can redefine that variable in the block, that's allowed. Now const, you have to initialize a value for const variables. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you cannot redeclare the same variable in the same scope. Okay, these are block level. Block level means you can redeclare but inside a block, not at same root level. Finally, you cannot assign a new value to const. Okay, those are the important things you should know all about variables. This will summarize everything that you need to learn about variables. I've covered all these things in detail in the last two episodes also. Make sure that you go through them. In the next episode, we'll start learning about JavaScript operators. Again, extremely important. All these things are fundamentals and foundation for you to keep building and learning JavaScript. Thank you so much for joining in this episode. I'll see you in the next episode. We will learn about JavaScript operators. Thank you.